must be thinking, why am I so dramatic? Let me explain to you why this stuff is important. Loneliness is a global epidemic that the modern era we are all living in is facing. How do we bridge this gap? Well, we talk about it all. But first, let's start with some self-care. Okay, bring it down. I know this is quite literally poison for my body, but I want it. Oh gosh. I literally did these exercises yesterday and I'm like, forgetting them sucks. The way I've been chugging water all day, I've actually been in a bit of a creative slump. So self-care usually entails also delving deep into my soul. A lesson that I think I need to learn in this phase of my life is boundaries with family. I never really cared about boundaries. I didn't really understand or know what that was. There was no boundaries with family, and that's not a bad thing. Like, to a certain extent, you and your family share a different bond. But as I'm getting older, I am noticing that I'm growing into myself. What happens when one grows into themselves, there might be a little bit of friction with other people because, oh, you've changed, or you never used to be like this before. What happened? Just because some people in your life don't understand the route that you're taking or the interests that you have in life and the personality that you're growing into doesn't mean that you need to feel bad about it or even get angry at them. Today, I got really triggered when my dad and my grandma kind of ganged up on me. Let me explain what started this whole conversation. I went and got tattoos. I got a couple of tattoos. They're just small, dainty tattoos. All my tattoos remind me of grounding, about meditation, to keep growing. I also started to grow more into my artistic side a bit later on in life. Growing up, it was very scientific and math oriented. Now I'm finding the balance between how I want to represent myself and how I want to live my life. So I was getting questioned on this very fundamental thing that I have discovered for myself. But my grandma and my dad were just kind of like, you know, just what's happening? What's up with you? Why do you feel like you need tattoos? And so I pretty much just didn't want to have the conversation. I said a couple of things with love. Their minds are different and it makes sense, different generation, whatever. So then I just got up and then I went and walked to the other side because I didn't want to argue, and I also wanted to preserve my energy and just kind of enjoy my food, because that's another thing I've been trying to do recently. Like, while eating, I want to be fully present and tasting the food and be very grateful for it, right? Anyways, I kind of just got really triggered by it, and I noticed that, fuck, when you get triggered by something, it's definitely something that you need to work on during that phase. After that, my dad actually, he came to the other side where I was sitting and eating, and I obviously welcomed him. He kind of told me okay, you know what? If you're gonna just be yourself, then be loud and proud about it. Don't get swayed another way. Don't get angry or upset when someone disagrees with the way you think. He told me that if someone else senses that you're a bit clumsy in your own path and you're having a hard time standing up for yourself, then you're an easy target for other people to keep getting down on you, and that's when shit gets bad. So he's just keep your cool, be at peace, be yourself, and then that's it. I listened to him and I was like, damn, you're right. My response should have been in the situation yeah, I understand, but I honestly just love my tattoos and I like the way they look on me and they mean something to me. You don't need to agree with me on the statement, but I also don't need to keep validating myself, and it's okay to not not always fully understand each other, even though it'd be really nice. My grandparents and I are extremely close, but like sometimes I feel like the things they say are very unfiltered. Their generation, like the times were just different. You must be thinking, why am I so dramatic? Why does this shit matter? Why are you talking about this and why are you posting this to the whole world? It's important. Sharing one's journey and emotions makes another person feel less alone. So maybe you might not, as a person, understand this and might be confused, but to someone else, they feel like they're less alone. And to know that there's that community that is there, there are people just like you and me that are going through similar things, and to have a safe spot to just talk about certain areas, it's nice. It's a form of therapy. The reason I'm saying this is because I also got targeted about that. This is how I'm processing stuff. Like, this is the age and this is the time in my life where I am able to do this stuff, and I'm very glad because I want a kid, I want a family, I want to be able to communicate with them properly, and I want to be able to allow myself to go through the emotions of life so that I am better equipped to be a good parent and no longer project the issues and the trauma that's been happening for generations. I'm just trying to say that all this stuff is very deeply important to me, and it's okay if not everyone understands it. And that might be something maybe you can take in your life too. Things that are extremely important to you, for you to be doing right now on whatever journey you're in, do it, and do it with your whole heart. Maybe there'll be times where you're alone and no one's supporting you. Just stay strong on your path and do everything with love, because I've noticed that when you do everything with love and when you genuinely have care and like positive energy and you genuinely are trying to just live out your most authentic version, loved ones come around. If you're doing stuff very like rebelliously, which I also had a phase of that, so whatever, that's a different energy, because then that's when your family or people who you care about are gonna be like, we don't even want to hear what you have to say because you're being crazy. The phase of life that I'm in right now is dismantling certain familial traumas and also understanding where my family's coming from, building a deeper connection with them because I'm doing the work, this sort of internal work. And I just thought this would be a good segment to put in this video because it is a self-care video, and I think there's a lot of self-care that we need to constantly be doing in our own psyche, in our own soul, inner world that's not talked about much. Like, sucks to get triggered still. I thought I was beyond that, but I'm definitely still getting triggered. Remember, love, 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 love. That is the answer to everything. Continue with the cool self-care sort of vibes. I hope that gave you good vibes. I'll see you guys next video. Much love to you all.